Burn, are you ready for your favorite part of the show?
Absolutely. Maddie, come on. I'm
Come
ready for this part of
on.
the show.
Come on, Daddy. Come on. All right. So we are now. I'm going to bring you some everyday words that secretly have dark histories. Are you ready?
Ooh, yeah, I like this.
Okay, here we go. So during the slave trade, starting off dark, dude.
Here we go. Doesn't get much darker than that.
Nope. During the slave trade, when slaves were being transported across the Atlantic, right? They were crammed onto ships. They had hardly any space to move, right? And chained side by side, lying in filth and disease. Okay?
Correct.
So to the sailors on board, right? It became known as packed like sardines.
Oh, hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure
Wow.
you've heard that before,
I
right?
sure have. I sure have. I sure
Packed like
have.
sardines. I'm sure you said, sure
Oof.
you had it. Didn't know it originated with the slave trade. So
No.
apparently that's how it went. When they were bringing, transporting slaves across the Atlantic, they packed them so tight on the ships that the saying became packed like sardines. So next time you say that,
Oof.
when your kids are jammed in the back seat of your car, remember where it originated from, Daddy.
Little,
You ready
little,
for the
little
next one?
guilt. Yeah, hit me.
Here we go. So, during the medieval times in London, England, when someone was accused of witchcraft, right? They were thrown into rivers and with their hands and legs tied, right? So,
Sure.
if they floated, they were guilty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if they sank and drowned, they were innocent.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Yep. So, this bizarre, unfair way of judging led to the phrase damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I mean, I don't know. That makes total sense. I don't know what is a more damned if you do, damned if you don't situation going. Like thrown in, especially with all your clothes on, women are wearing dresses and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how many women floated? Probably very few, man.
I
Probably
mean,
very,
if
very few,
any.
if
If
any at all.
any. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough.
So,
That's a tough break there. That's a tough
damn
break
if you
there.
do, damn if you don't. It's pretty tough. So, Burn, here's another one. We've talked about this before on the show. So, people's fears of being buried alive back in the Victorian era,
Right,
right? So,
right.
like in Victorian times, people's fear of being burned alive, it was so intense, right?
Burned or buried?
So, buried alive. Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
people's fears of being buried. So, back in the Victorian era, people's fears of being buried alive was so intense due to rumors of it happening all the time that coffins were built with bells attached. So if someone woke up underground, they could ring the bell and then they'd be taken. This came they could ring the bell and for a signal and then be rescued. This came to being led to the phrase being known "Saved by the Bell," right? But there's more to this one.
Oh
So we've talked
wow.
about this before. Yeah. So Saved by the Bell was born because of the bell in the coffin, right? But because the workers who had to listen out for these bells at night, they were known to be working the graveyard shift.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. And
Yep.
I'll tell you what, if you and your little Lansdale crew were alive in medieval times, how often would you run through the cemeteries and just ring the bells? Just
Oh
to freak
fuck!
everybody out. Just to freak
I'd be
everybody out,
fucking
right?
Maddie Bells over
You'd
here,
be
dude.
ringing, I mean, we'd be ringing those bells every goddamn night just to freak
Is
people
that
out.
like the ultimate prank? Just fucking
Yeah.
talk
Someone's got to
about ding
show up,
dong ditch, huh?
right? Someone's got to show up and then dig up a coffin and then
Oh,
open it and be like, nope, still dead.
still
Still
dead. I guess
very,
I'll just
very
bang her
dead.
real quick or him before I put him back. God
And
damn
then
these
we'll, yeah,
kids!
yeah.
These kids!
Pesky kids.
I mean,
Graveyard shift.
if you're a necrophiliac though, that's your move, right? You're
Yeah,
probably
you do it
so pissed they got rid of the bells, you know?
right. Absolutely.
If
Yeah.
you're a
Tough.
necrophiliac, you're like, God damn it! I used to score all the time with these bells, and they got rid of them,
It's,
and now no
he
one's
had
digging up anymore.
such a great gimmick with these bells. Like he's like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I heard a bell.
I heard a bell. I thought, hey, I heard one. I know I don't got a long time, but I started digging. I heard the bell. You
What do you want
know,
me to do here? Ignore the
I
bell?
heard a
Come
bell.
on. What
Man,
am I,
I
a
mean,
jerk?
I have a massive fear of being buried alive. So, That's big for old Uncle Matty. But either way,
I'll get you a
last
bell. I'll
one.
get you a bell.
Yeah, I'll get. Oh, I'm definitely getting a bell. Okay. I mean, or I
Screaming
might
for the
be
bell.
burned. I don't know. I might be cremated. Either way. Last one. You ready? During the
Yes.
1700s in the United Kingdom, know it, love it, a law was passed that allowed men to punish their wives, right?
This will
With
be fair.
sticks. They were allowed to punish their wives with sticks. They shouldn't have stopped this rule, but the stick had to be no bigger or thicker than the man's thumb.
Okay.
This brutal idea was remembered, which
That's still a
eventually
pretty
gave
thick
birth
stick.
to the phrase rule of thumb.
Oh, wow. Rule of
Yeah.
thumb we use all the time. We use rule of thumb all the time.
Rule of thumb is almost every dayer, right? Almost
Wow.
every day.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
hear it almost every day.
I mean, I could do some damage with this fucker right here, baby.
I mean, I don't even have very big hands, but like still that's enough to not feel great.
Oh, baby. I'd fucking give it a 10. You know?
Rule of
But then I'd
thumb.
be dead because I am married to an Albanian, so I'd be dead in my sleep. Or I'd be poisoned. You know, the
They like
women's
they like the
weapon. You know what
poison.
I mean?
They like the poison.
Liking poison over here. These
Ooh,
women.
rule of thumb. All right. Rule of thumb.
Rule of
That's a
thumb was a
wild one.
toughie. Rule of
That's a
thumb's a
toughie.
toughie.
Tough
That's a
rule.
toughie. I
That's a
mean,
tough
dude,
rule.
packed like sardines. Fucking rule of thumb.
Saved by the bell. Yeah, we got
Saved by
dark
the
tonight, baby.
Bell. Yeah, we had some good ins. The Graveyard Shift. What's the other one? It was pack. What was the second one? Pack like sardines. And what was the second one? Fuck, I literally
There
just said
was
it.
Saved by the Bell, Graveyard Shift, Rule of Thumb, and
Sardines, and then
I don't know. We talked so long about the graveyard. What the
yeah,
hell?
yeah, blanking. Who knows?
Oh, damned if you do, damned if
Damned
you
if you
don't.
do, damned if you don't. Damn right, Bernie. God, thank God one of us doesn't have CTE. All right.